Francis is gone from UFC and he's been released from all contractual obligations, so he can go do whatever he wants right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I would like to see him fight in Bellator. I would like to see that.
Your thoughts?
I would like to, because if he signs with Bellator, he can still do boxing because boxing is available there as well.
Yeah.
I think he's just looking for the one fight, though. I think he's looking for the Tyson Fury fight.
He is looking for that.
Yeah, or I'd like to see him.
How could you blame him for, and this, let's break this down for people so they understand it. Because there's a lot of bullshit being put out there. And it's because, look, Dana is a promoter for the UFC, and his job is to promote his product. And I do not blame him for anything he says in the fashion of trying to build his product. But the first thing he said was, we offered Francis Ngannou the best heavyweight contract that we've ever, better than Brock Lesnar's, all that stuff. Okay. That doesn't mean that they offered him a contract that would allow him to box. And that was the big sticking point. Because let's be honest, he could make more money in one fight with Tyson Fury than that entire contract was for all of those fights. So they didn't offer him more money than what he could make if he goes and makes that Tyson Fury fight. Mm-hmm. You got to look and say, hey, it wasn't apples to apples. All right. Second, Dana said that Francis obviously wants lesser competition. He wants to fight for more money for lesser competition. Dana, he beat everybody that you put in front of him to become the champion. He beat Stipe to win the championship. You then put Cyril Gane in front of him, and he beat Cyril Gane, the guy that you're going to put up again to be up for the title against John Jones. You can't take anything from him, and to sit there and say he wants to fight lesser competition is not true. He wants to fight a guy named Tyson Fury in boxing. You don't want him to. I understand why you don't want him to. I'm not saying you're wrong in that, but the fact is he can make a ton of money doing that. I look at it, the PFL, I've heard they've been talking to him. I know Bellator's been talking to him. Wherever he goes, it is going to be on his contract that he can box anybody he wants, and they can't tell him no. And that's the real difference that's going to be. Whoever signs Francis, and look, Francis is 30, 36, 35, 36
I think
now?
36.
Okay. 36 years of age. His record is somewhere, 17-3, something like that. And he's taken zero damage throughout his career. Really hasn't taken any kind of damage at all. He is a young 36 because physically the dude is a monster. I stand next to Francis and talk with him. I go, God damn, who the fuck put you together? Because he is just put together like a brick shit house. And you take a look, a brick shit house is a strong fucking building, trust me. And no damage. He's got years left on him. To sit there and to say, well, he's getting older. Yeah, but not as a heavyweight, and not as a heavyweight that has not been damaged. Now, could he get damaged if he fights Tyson Fury? Yeah, I don't think that's a good fight for him. I'm being honest. I think that's a fight he's going to lose. But I understand why he wants to do it for the amount of money that he'll make. Conor McGregor made how much money fighting Floyd Mayweather?
100 million?
Just say a shit ton, exactly.
Yeah, 100 million?
Well,
maybe a little bit more.
Do you think the UFC's contract was going to make Francis that type of money? Because that's the kind of money he could get close to making if he fights Tyson Fury. I understand why he did this, and I don't blame him. The UFC was in a position where they had to release him because they can't match. They won't match.
Which is weird because, I thought the BJ Penn situation and same thing with the Randy Couture situation had really had them adjust their contracts. For some reason, he was able to get through this and still
he waited
leave
how
with
long?
The title.
Think about how long.
Yeah.
It's the length.
Yeah,
you
but
can
he
only
was
hold
injured.
someone for what's that? Yeah, he was injured, but
he was injured.
He was, and that's a good reason for him not to fight. Mm-hmm. But he was in a position where he could wait. He waited him out. It was a long. They'd been trying to put him under contract for over 2 years, Josh.
Yeah.
Over 2 years, he has held out and said, "No, I want a clause in here that I can go box," and they don't want to give him that. And, okay, but that's what he wanted. And so when they sit there and they say, he can go and we waive all matching and everything. That's because they will not match. As soon as a company says, yes, you can box, and they put it in the contract, now the UFC can't match it because they won't. They won't give him that.
Yeah. My other thing is he better have this Tyson Fury fight or one of these boxing matches already kind of locked down.
Yeah.
Like if he'd bounced out without getting, because once these boxing promoters start getting involved, this shit gets dirty and nasty real quick. Oh, so-and-so wanted this. He demanded this. It wasn't going to work. I mean, you see it all the time. You never get to see the boxing matches you want to see while they're both in their prime, with, 2 O's, no losses and just coming in and getting ready to throw it out. You never see that.
Who's the heavyweight champion right now?
Tyson Fury.
Okay.
There's only one.
You can say Usyk.
No.
But it's Tyson Fury. So who controls the heavyweight division? Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
So who wants to fight Francis Ngannou?
Yeah, Tyson Fury. Yeah. He does. And Tyson Fury does whatever the fuck he wants.
I love Tyson Fury.
I love it. I love it. I mean, he better have that fight locked down. And then it really doesn't matter who he signs with after that. You know what I mean?
No.
He'll make enough money. He's cool, chill. Yep. I don't know. That's the fight to make, though. If you left the UFC and the heavyweight division for a big contract, you better make that fight happen.
Yeah.
There's no backing out.
But he's going to make a lot of money. And you
for
cannot
him.
blame him.
Good for him.
He's a good guy.
I'm not blaming him.
Yep.
But it's just funny because if you go back to every time a fighter has ever left the UFC, what is Dana's? It's almost like I can play it on a recorder.
Of course you can.
It's the same thing. What does he say?
He doesn't want to fight the very best.
Yeah.
He wants to fight lesser competition.
Mm.
But that's his job, and I understand it.
No,
It's
I want to fight
bullshit.
I want to fight the guys in your promotion, but you just don't pay me enough.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm going to go somewhere else to make more
That will
money.
pay me more, or allow me to fight something that I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've already heard it. Like Sarah McMahon just came out and it's like, oh, I've heard for years that all these other promotions pay more. She's like, shit, they do.
Yeah, a lot more.
I mean,
They have to.
Exactly.
They have to.
You have to. People have to remember that if PFL and Bellator and ONE don't pay you more, why would you go there?
Yeah, you're going to get more press, more spark, just being part of the UFC. That's one of the perks of it. If you want your ego to be pumped by telling people you fight in an organization, the UFC is going to be the organization that's going to give you the biggest pump.
Yeah. You know what's funny is AJ McKee just came out and was like, hey, he's like, why do I want to be famous? He's like, well, fame doesn't
pay bills. It doesn't.
But the thing is, everyone's like, yeah, but it can make you a lot of money. Yeah, it could. It could make you a lot of money though, John. But
yeah,
the thing is though, that the money that it makes you is not like the Floyd Mayweather money. It's not like the Tyson Fury money. It's not like that money. That money will run out. Like, oh yeah, you made a lot of money. Sure, you made an extra 15 grand. You made an extra 25 grand. But that money goes fast. As you start fighting and giving yourself a bigger name, you start becoming attracted to things that are a little bit more expensive. So sure, you made that money
bigger tractors
because you have bigger tractors for you. But you have made that money and you're doing well and you're making another 30, 40, 80, 100 grand, but that money goes fast because as you start bringing more money in, you start thinking it's going to be there forever, and it's not. It's not going to be there forever. You need to get that fuck you money. And that fuck you money is that Tyson Fury fight. Because there's the amount of money that those fighters get paid in the UFC, and DC is one of them. DC ain't got fuck you money. He's got money.
He's got money.
But he ain't got fuck you money. Not when he lives here in Silicon Valley. That ain't fuck you money. Those people that work, those little techie nerds, they work at Apple and Facebook and all that shit, a lot of them got fuck you money and stocks and shit. But to say DC has it, no, he doesn't. Habib's got a lot of money, but he has enough money that he lives within his means. Though his culture, his family, they live differently
in that type of lifestyle.
He has no desire to live in that lifestyle.
Yeah,
and so that's where the difference is.
The lifestyle that Habib is comfortable with, he's got plenty of money for the rest of his life.
That's like fuck you money. That's fuck you money in his lifestyle.
Yes,
that's when he knows his limits. Yeah, I agree. So. But to think that Francis Ngannou, I'm going to make all this money signing the biggest contract in UFC history for a heavyweight, it's still not fuck you money. I can go fight Tyson Fury one fight and make probably quadruple. And probably away. All of the money that he's made in his career fighting. UFC. So
he will make more money in that one fight than for every fight that he's done so far, plus the contract that they were saying it's the biggest contract ever. Not saying it's not. It's not going to be close to what he'll make there.
100% agree.